This podcast is produced by Fujiwara Techno-Art Company Limited, a Japanese manufacturer of brewing equipment. Fujiwara Techno-Art Company Limited manufactures machinery for traditional Japanese foods such as miso, soy sauce, sake, and shochu. Since our founding in 1933, we have leveraged our accumulated expertise to design fully customized machinery, creating equipment that reproduces the quality our customers desire. In recent years, awareness of Japanese sake has grown overseas, and sake is undergoing unique transformations in local markets. We hope this podcast serves as a platform to share Japanese sake-making techniques and the ingenuity and wisdom behind pursuing high-quality brewing with an international audience.
The Art of Sake Brewing, Volume 1. Someday, I want to make sake as beautiful as Mt.Fuji. Tsukasabotan Brewery Company Limited, Chief Brewer Toru Asano. Brew the sake that represents Kochi. Tsukasabotan Brewery is located in Kochi Prefecture, which is in the southern part of Shikoku Island. After 1-hour drive from Kochi City to the west, you will reach a small town called Sakawa, where Tsukasabotan has brewed sake for more than 420 years. Sakawa is surrounded by mountains full of nature. No wonder the town has nurtured a world-famous botanist, Tomitaro Makino, 1862 to 1957. The scenery changes every season. When we visited there, Kawazu Zakura, an early flowering variety of cherry tree, was in its full bloom. Although Kochi Prefecture generally is known for its warm climate, it gets rather cold in the evenings and early mornings in Sakawa. This unique climate enables Tsukasabotan Brewery to brew one of Kochi's iconic sake. They steam rice early in the morning and takes in the cold air to cool it off. They also control microorganisms in accordance with the changing outside temperature. I think it's important to reflect Sakawa's nature, climate, and food culture in the taste of sake we make. I know that sweet and clear sake, full of flavor, has been popular recently. To make such sake, cold climate is idealistic. But we, as a brewery in Kochi, dare to brew thick and dry sake with a hint of acidity. Thanks to the warm climate in the daytime, we can generate moderate acidity, and luckily enough, Nyodogawa River system provides us with the best water for our sake. Plus, thick, dry sake goes very well with our local fish, like bonito and tuna.
Tsukasabotan's flagship brand, Senchu-Hassaku, and the keys to determine the taste. The flagship brand Senchu-Hassaku represents the very taste of Tsukasabotan's sake. The key to generate the taste is the combination of their original koji style and temperature it's fermented. We use 100% Yamadani-shiki for kakemai, and we polish the grain down to 60%, says Asano. Yamadani-shiki is a high-quality rice variety developed specifically for sake brewing. The variety of kakemai hadn't been unified before, but Asano decided to use Yamadani-shiki only at the expense of postponing brewing process. By polishing the rice down to 60%, it becomes a perfect fit for Ginjyo shu. However, Asano doesn't adopt Tsuki-Haze koji style, which is the style for Ginjyo shu production. Instead, we aim at the intermediate koji style, between Tsuki-Haze and So-Haze. Using highly polished Yamadani-shiki, adopting the intermediate koji style, and adjusting temperature and timing for kirikaishi generate the originality and complexity of Senchu-Hassaku. Another product named the Tsukasabotan expresses the terroir of Kochi. For the ingredient, they use Yamadani-shiki produced only in Kochi. Because Kochi faces typhoons every summer, it's considered difficult to grow Yamadani-shiki, which is taller and easier to fall compared to a regular kind of rice. However, by applying the natural farming called Nagata method, developed by a scientist Terukichi Nagata. They succeeded to grow strong and healthy Yamada Nishiki, resistant to typhoon. Our Yamada Nishiki may not look pretty compared to those grown in the famous production area in Hyogo, but its flavor is unmistakably Yamada Nishiki. Also, some rice grown in Sakawa area especially match very well with the water we use for our sake. Asano's goal is to limit rice used for Tsukasabotan sake only to the rice produced in Shikoku Island and prefectures surrounding the Setouchi Inland Sea.
Sake with an impression of harmony and a wide range of aftertaste is beautiful. In the process of sake brewing, a chief brewer put all their senses and philosophies, as well as techniques and experiences. Someday, I want to make sake just as beautiful as Mt.Fuji. This was an answer Asano gave us when we asked him what's his ultimate sake is like. Mt.Fuji rises in solitary and well-balanced in itself. Beautiful sake shouldn't be simply clean or clear. It should be beautiful, embracing various flavors, fragrances, and textures, while giving an impression of harmony and a wide range of aftertaste. I don't know how long it takes for me to reach that level, but that's what I am ultimately aiming for. Asano brews sake with 12 men and women with the help of machines made by Fujiwara Techno-Art Co. Limited. The total amount of sake Tsukasabotan Brewery produces per year is more than 5,000 goku, about 238,271 gallons. To maintain both quantity and quality, Tsukasabotan Brewery implemented a series of Ginjyo products by Fujiwara Techno-Art, 2005, when they decided to build a new kura called Heisei Kura. I was totally okay with the idea of mechanizing the process of sake production. We are such a small group of people to produce 5,000 goku, so we use machines as tools. The important thing is that we humans are the one who design koji style and make a great use of tools based on our experiences and deep understanding about koji. As it is mentioned before, chief brewers' senses and philosophies are reflected in the product sake they make. Same thing is said about the machines they choose.
Vex is the machine I've been looking for. Best tool for Asano's koji production. Asano had been looking for the best machine to make his ideal koji, just like he does by hand. That was when Asano saw the presentation of Fujiwara Techno-Art's Vex. Vex is the machine invented for koji production process. It's based on the idea of traditional koji production method called futa koji ho. The whole picture of the machine looks like a huge box or a tiny room in which there is a shelf to lay koji. In the room, the temperature and humidity is maintained at certain levels, and the koji layer is covered with Vex laminate to release steam from the top and the bottom of the layer at the same amount each. The temperature inside the koji layer is automatically controlled thanks to the laminate and the water vaporing system. Since there is no air current inside the space covered by the laminate, you can control and maintain the quality of koji as you design. After seeing Fujiwara Techno-Art's machines used at one of the trusted breweries in Niigata, Asano thought, "This is it. I can count on Fujiwara Techno-Art. Vex is the machine I have been looking for." Vex, along with other machines from Ginjyo products, have been used in Heisei Gura of Tsukasabotan Brewery for almost 20 years. I love the simplicity of Vex. It consists of a few parts, and the idea applied to the machine is also simple, based on the traditional way of koji production. While it can be used to make 300 kilograms of koji for regular junmai sake, it can also be used to make only 30 kilograms koji for dai ginjo sake. I can experiment various styles. That's another thing I like about Vex. For instance, the rotary automatic rice washing and soaking machine rinses rice perfectly and reaches the very percentage of water the rice should absorb.
Recently developed version of Ginjyo steamer is another Asano's favorite. Old versions of divided Ginjyo steamer used to face challenges such as sparsely steamed rice and unstable percentage of water the steamed rice contains. Fujiwara Techno-Art persistently repeated trial and error to turn the old version into the developed version. I can't be satisfied more, I should say. Now, Asano speaks highly of Fujiwara Techno-Art's Koshiki. The biggest pro for using machines is that we can constantly produce a good amount of high-quality sake. Not to mention efficiency. We can wash and soak a lot of rice at once. If we prepare extra storage tank, we can even produce 2 tons of Ginjyo sake. For a middle-sized brewery like Tsukasabotan, balancing efficiency and quality of the product is the point that cannot be overlooked. Tsukasabotan Brewery has brewed their iconic sake without being influenced by trend. With the help of technology, they are passing on their history of 420 years, and the sake